I'm going to tell you something that will make you uncomfortable. You're addicted to struggle, not consciously. You'd never admit it. You'd swear it's not true. But look at your life. Really look at it. How many times have you solved one problem only to immediately create another? How many times have you reached a moment of peace only to stir up drama? How many times have you been on the verge of success only to sabotage it? This isn't bad luck. This isn't coincidence. This is addiction. And until you understand why you're addicted to struggle, why you unconsciously recreate it, crave it, return to it, you'll never break free. Today, I'm going to show you the mechanism, the psychology, the reason, and then I'm going to show you how to break the addiction. Let me start with a question that will reveal everything. What would you do with yourself if you had no problems to solve? Sit with that for a moment. No drama, no crisis, no struggle, no chaos, just peace, just success, just ease. For most people, that thought is terrifying. Why? Because you've built your entire identity around struggle. You are the person who overcomes, the person who fights, the person who survives against odds. But who are you without the struggle? You don't know, and that unknown terrifies you more than any struggle ever could. So you create struggle. You recreate it. You choose it because it's familiar, because it makes you feel alive, because it gives you identity. That's the addiction. Let me show you how this happens. Stage 1. The original struggle. At some point in your past, usually childhood, you faced real struggle, poverty, chaos, instability, neglect, trauma, and you survived it. You overcame it. You proved you were strong. And in that moment of survival, you learned something powerful. I am the person who handles hard things. Struggle is where I shine. Chaos is where I thrive. Stage 2. The identity forms. That struggle didn't just happen to you, it shaped you. It became your identity, your story, your proof of worth. I came from nothing. I survived that. I made it through. Your entire sense of self got built around being the person who struggles and survives. Stage 3. The addiction sets in. Now here's where it gets dark. Your subconscious learned that struggle equals identity. Struggle equals worth. Struggle equals aliveness. So what happens when life gets easy? When things start working out, your subconscious panics. Wait, where's the struggle? Who am I without it? I don't recognize this version of reality. So it creates struggle. It finds problems. It manufactures chaos, not to hurt you, to save you, to bring you back to the familiar hell where you know who you are. Let me tell you about a woman I worked with. Brilliant, talented, capable of extraordinary things. But she couldn't keep success. Every time she'd build something, every time she'd reach a level of achievement, something would go wrong. Always. A self-destructive decision, a relationship implosion, a financial disaster. Always right when things were going well. I asked her what happens inside you when life gets good. She thought for a long time. Then tears started falling. I feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like this can't last. Like something bad has to happen. So I make it happen. I create the disaster before life does. And how do you feel after the disaster? Relieved, she whispered. I feel relieved. Because now I know where I am. I'm back in struggle. And I know how to do struggle. That's addiction. Pure, brutal addiction to struggle. The comfort of familiar pain over the terror of unfamiliar peace. Let me give you the signs so you can see it in yourself. Sign 1. You create crises during calm. Every time things are going well, every time you have peace, you pick a fight. You create drama. You find a problem. Not because the problem is real, but because calm makes you anxious. Sign 2. You feel most alive during chaos. Your best moments aren't in peace. They're in crisis. You feel sharp, focused, purposeful when there's a fire to fight. But when there's no fire, you feel empty, bored, lost. That's addiction. Sign 3. You sabotage success right before it arrives. You're on the verge of breakthrough. Everything's lining up. And then you make one decision that destroys it. You blow up the relationship. You quit the job. You abandon the project, not consciously, But your subconscious is terrified of success because it doesn't know who you are without struggle. Sign 4. You only feel worthy when you're suffering. You can't accept good things easily. You can't receive without guilt. You have to earn everything through pain, through difficulty, through struggle. Rest feels wrong. Ease feels suspicious. Success feels undeserved, unless you suffer for it. Then it's okay. That's the addiction speaking. Sign 5. Your stories are all about overcoming. When you tell your life story, when you explain who you are, every story is about struggle, overcome, crisis survived, hardship endured. You have no stories of ease, no stories of joy, no stories of peace, because those stories don't give you identity. Struggle does. Here's the brutal truth. Struggle feels safer than success. Why? Because you know how to do struggle. You've done it your whole life. You're an expert. Success? You don't know how to do that. It's unfamiliar, unknown, and the unknown terrifies you more than known pain. Better the devil you know, right? So you choose the familiar hell over the unfamiliar heaven. You choose struggle over success, chaos over peace, suffering over ease, not because you want to suffer, but because suffering is familiar, and familiar feels safe even when it's destroying you. Let me show you what this addiction is costing you. Cost 1. You never build anything lasting. Every time you're about to succeed, you sabotage. So you never accumulate, never compound, never build on previous success. You start over, again and again, because your subconscious won't let you keep what you build. Cost 2. You exhaust yourself. Constant struggle is exhausting. It drains your energy, your health, your joy. But you keep choosing it because you're addicted. Cost 3. You push away people who offer peace. Peaceful people make you anxious. Stable relationships feel boring, so you choose chaotic people, dramatic relationships, unstable situations, because they feed your addiction. Cost 4. You die with your potential unrealized. You spend your whole life surviving instead of thriving, overcoming instead of achieving, fighting instead of building. And you die never knowing who you could have been without the addiction to struggle. That's the real cost, the permanent cost. Now let me show you how to break free. Step 1. Admit the addiction. You can't break what you won't acknowledge. Say it out loud. I am addicted to struggle. Not I've had a hard life. Not life is hard. I am addicted to struggle. I recreate it. I choose it. I return to it. That admission is the beginning of freedom. Step 2. Identify the pattern. Look at your life. See the pattern. When do you create chaos? When do you sabotage? When do you choose struggle? Usually, right when things are going well. Notice it. Name it. There's the addiction. It showed up right on schedule. Step 3. Feel the discomfort of peace. This is the hard part. When life is calm, when things are working, you will feel anxious, uncomfortable, like something's wrong. Don't create struggle to relieve that discomfort. Feel it. Sit with it. Let it be there without acting on it. I feel uncomfortable with peace, but I'm not going to create chaos. I'm going to breathe through this discomfort. That's how you break the addiction, by not feeding it when it demands struggle. Step 4. Build new identity. You need to answer this question, who am I when I'm not struggling? Start building identity around things other than survival. I am a person who builds, who creates, who enjoys, who experiences peace, who allows success. Give your subconscious a new identity to inhabit. Step 5. Practice receiving. Addicts to struggle can't receive easily, so practice consciously. When something good happens, don't diminish it. Don't dismiss it. Don't create a problem to balance it. Just receive it. This is good. I deserve this. I accept this. It will feel wrong, foreign, uncomfortable. Do it anyway. Step 6. Rewrite the narrative. Stop telling only struggle stories. Start telling success stories, peace stories, joy stories. This week, things went well. I accepted good things. I enjoyed ease. The stories you tell become the life you live. I need to warn you, when you stop feeding the addiction to struggle, you will go through withdrawal. You'll feel anxious, bored, empty, lost. Your subconscious will scream for struggle. It will beg you to create chaos. Something's wrong. We need a crisis. We need drama. We need to feel alive through suffering. Don't give in. This is withdrawal. This is the addiction dying. Sit through it. Breathe through it. Let it be uncomfortable. On the other side of this withdrawal is a version of you that can accept success, that can experience peace, that can build without sabotaging. But you have to survive the withdrawal first. When you break the addiction to struggle, you discover something incredible. You can be alive without suffering. You can feel purposeful without crisis. You can have identity without chaos. You can build instead of just survive. This is the version of you that achieves, that accumulates, that compounds success instead of constantly starting over. This is the version that dies fulfilled instead of exhausted. So here's where you are. You have a choice. Keep the addiction. Keep creating struggle. Keep feeling alive through suffering. Keep sabotaging every success, or break free. Admit the addiction. Feel the discomfort of peace. Build new identity. Survive the withdrawal. And finally allow yourself to succeed without destroying it. I'm not saying life will be perfect. Struggles will come naturally, but you'll stop creating them. Stop choosing them. Stop needing them. And that changes everything, because the person who's not addicted to struggle, that person builds empires. The person who can accept peace, that person accumulates wisdom. The person who doesn't sabotage success, that person leaves a legacy. But you have to break the addiction first. So I'm asking you, are you ready to give up the familiar hell? Are you ready to feel the discomfort of peace? Are you ready to discover who you are without struggle defining you? Are you ready to stop creating the chaos that's keeping you from everything you're capable of becoming? The choice is yours. But know this, every day you feed the addiction is another day you sabotage your potential. Every time you create chaos, you're choosing familiar pain over unfamiliar peace. Every time you destroy what you're building, you're proving the addiction still controls you. So break it. Break the addiction to struggle. And finally discover what you're capable of when you're not at war with your own success. The battle isn't out there. It's in here, and you can win it. But first you have to admit you're fighting.